Once again, we're going to go into the court documents and behind the scenes. In fact, we're going to look at text messages between these two folks in a video that's gone viral in the last 2 days or so. This man in the black shirt is a Pennsylvania cop by the name of Ronald Davis. He's 37 years old. And this is his ex over here, 37-year-old Michelle Perfanov. Now, before we go into the text messages, the background story, what led up to all this, and all the shocking information behind the charging documents, first to some of the video where he was holding her down, waiting for the cops to come so they could involuntarily put her in a mental health facility, a psych ward, for 4 days. When she was deemed to be completely rational, there was nothing wrong with her, but he set all this up, and that's why he finds himself in big trouble. Wait till you see those text messages. First, here's just a sample of the 12-minute video of this happening.
I didn't do anything wrong except disagree with you. Let me go.
She asks over and over to be let go.
Look at me like that. Get off of me.
Over and over he does stuff like this.
I can't breathe. I can't.
You get the point. This is a very, very, very bizarre situation that we're watching here. And this gentleman, this police officer, is a lot to go into about his behavior. Now, let's take a look at the actual charging documents here. And you'll see Davis, once again, that's him, Ronald Davis, related that Perfanov was currently residing in a camper on his property. That's his ex. Now, when I say his ex, it's kind of complicated because Davis also was married. He was in a relationship, married and stuff. This was his mistress on the side that he had recently kind of split with. So he related that Perfanov was currently residing in a camper on his property. Davis related that recently he and Perfanov had not been getting along and their relationship had deteriorated, it says. Davis made several claims that he was not allowing Perfanov to get her belongings, which were in storage at his garage. Davis also related that he had given Perfanov several opportunities to obtain her property. Furthermore, Davis related that she had been acting erratically. Now, this is where things get important here. Davis related approximately 10 minutes prior to him arriving at his police station, he stopped at Dunkin' Donuts before going to cut grass. Davis related that while there, he received a text message. This is one of the many text messages we're going to go over here. And it said that he was concerned because in it, Perfanov, the woman, the ex, stated that she was going to drive off a cliff. Davis allowed me to look at the text messages, this is another police officer, in which Perfanov stated the following: "My mental health doesn't matter because I'm a useless, old, stupid, uneducated piece of S. If this is where I'm supposed to die, then so be it. I think I'm going to drive off a cliff. I'm going to go out in style. I don't even have any clothes. You helped keep them hostage. You held them hostage. Oh, well, I'll just do it in style, naked, and have a nice life." So he said she's acting strangely and is depressed. They go to get a mental health commitment against her. They want to make it so they can take it and involuntarily hold her for a number of days. All right, now let's go deeper into this. These are the text messages the days before this happened, right? Between Davis and Perfanov, the woman that you see him in that video with. On Saturday, messages are observed in which Perfanov and Davis are engaged in an active discussion which turns into an argument. Davis, he appears to be jealous of previous intimate relationships between Perfanov and another male. During the argument, Davis tells Perfanov their relationship is over, and he tells her to get her belongings out of his house. The two continue to bicker back and forth, resulting in Davis stating to her, "You fight me on everything. Go F yourself. You're done. F around and find out. Get out of my house now." So clearly these two are flat out not getting along. And this is a lot of trouble on the sides. But it looks like he utilized his power as an officer of the law here and abused that power to take things so much further than they should have gone. The conversation between the two shifts back towards bickering and arguing. Perfanov discusses Davis holding her items hostage. Perfanov describes being locked out of her camper and having no access to hygiene, sustenance, and living comforts. She's like living in the woods next to the camper now. And that's where he went to go confront her and hold her down, where you saw that happening, the fight that they had. And back and forth, there were messages between these two. And now, finally, this is maybe most important. This is from an officer named Teeter. And Teeter was in the vehicle with Ronald Davis. He was with the other police officer. And Teeter was the person that was holding the camera. In fact, when you see the footage from this incident and you see them rolling around and all the stuff that's going on with it, this is the footage that was taken by the officer Teeter. He was the one who was recording this because Ronald Davis, this guy in the black shirt, told him to do so, told him that that was the right thing in that moment to actually hold her down and videotape while he held her down. All right, so let's go back over to the documents in the portion of this where Teeter says his version of events. Here we go. Teeter recalled the events of 8/21/23. He related that he was driving in Lyconsboro and Davis had attempted to call him 3 times before he finally answered his call. Teeter related that Davis had asked for his assistance in locating Perfanov because she threatened to hurt herself. Teeter related that Davis told him that Perfanov had a warrant, but did not go into detail about it. Davis got into Teeter's Jeep, and then they traveled up Radar Road, and as they approached the picnic area, Teeter observed Perfanov in the woods away from her vehicle. So here's who they're going after. They're going to chase her down. He related that Davis exited the passenger side of the vehicle and then proceeded to Perfanov. Teeter briefly lost contact of Davis and Perfanov while walking around the trees. Then he started to film all of this stuff. Teeter stated he did not witness Perfanov to be in possession of any weapons. He said he did not believe that she was going to harm herself. He said that Davis never informed him of an active police investigation, and he said he would have handled the incident differently had he have known. Now, here are the injuries to this woman who was held down and was forced to stay at this mental facility for 4 to 5 days. 4 or 5 days she was held involuntarily at this facility. She had numerous bruises and marks on her side, specifically her forehead, torso, back, buttocks, forearm, knee, and lower leg. She also had bruises and marks on her left knee and lower leg. These injuries are consistent with the manner in which Davis drove Perfanov into the ground over and over. Medical records described her as agreeable with medical personnel. She displayed no suicidal, homicidal thoughts, no major mood symptoms, or overt psychosis. And they said he had once texted to her, "I know you're not crazy, but I can make you look crazy." This is what the actual court documents on this case show. And that, to me, is a pretty shocking thing to see. And when you see a man holding a woman down like that, and not just the fact that he was holding this woman down, but that he was setting her up so that she would be involuntarily committed, I see a lot wrong with that. He's got about a half dozen charges against him, but that's what's actually in the court docs and the text messages between these two. Tell me what you think.